Can we make this huge model with just a mid-range laser cutter and make a profit out of it? We'll see in this video. Right, so with this, I'm kind of out of my comfort zone. I've never done a 3D model before, so I have no idea what problems we could encounter. I could end up spending 2 days making a model this big and wasting my time because it doesn't work. So we've kind of got to just wing this. Now this is the one I've found. Now this is a really nice model, but it's also very large and it's very complicated, but something I've always wanted to do. So after reading some of the reviews, I decided to go for it. Now the model's only £13.20, and once you've bought it, you can make it as many times as you want. This one's from 21 CNC Studio. I'll leave a link in the description below. This is like a massive jigsaw puzzle. Luckily, this is a massive jigsaw puzzle with instructions, so you're not blindly trying to find where it goes. It's all actually labelled up and it tells you where to put it. Now this is originally made from 3mm, or the pattern is made to fit with 3mm ply. Now we've got 3.2mm ply, so there are instructions online of how to do that, and it's called scaling up. So what we do in Lightburn, once we've imported it, all we do is we scale it up by 106.7%, and that should work with our plyboard. So let's get the pattern loaded and start separating it off into build plates. Now you'll see what I mean when I say build plates, because when you load the file, it's just one massive great big pattern, but it is separated into separate plates. Now when you first load it, it's all grouped together, so it's all one giant pattern. But all you do is highlight the lot, ungroup it, and it turns it into individual tiny bits. Then from there, you actually highlight just the plates themselves and group them individually. You can then cut one at a time. Now once you've grouped them into single build plates, you can then fill your cut area with as many as you can. Now with this I'm using tabs. What that means is it leaves a little bit of wood still attached so that the piece stays in the build plate. Now the speed I'm going to start at 20 and the power I'm going to start at 95, but I might crank that up a little bit. Now this part is really mesmerising, and I could sit and watch it all day, but I've got other things to do, and the nice thing about this is you can leave it alone and let it get on with its job. Now you can't leave these machines totally unattended, but these are in the same workshop as me, so I keep popping back and checking on it. The engraving is just as mesmerising as the cutting, and all this is higher speeds but lower power. I think we used 100 speed and 20 power for the engraving. How good is that? It's actually, I mean, these are like proper built plates. Every plate is labelled up, and obviously that's going to go with the instructions as well, but it's like a big airfix kit. That is really, really good. With the tabs that we've placed in there, we should be able to, you can see the little tabs just there, a couple of them, and that is keeping these plates in. We should be able to pop these out. Now, it wasn't as easy as I thought, and with a lot of struggling I did manage to get them out, but it wasn't ideal and I needed to change my settings. Now once I snip these tabs, they are going to come out nice, but you could, I mean, that is fantastic. Bit worried that they're not going to come out but we could always like kind of chisel them out, and there's a lot of them in there, and if we were selling them like this as like a kit, that you'd supply a nice little trimming tool. You wouldn't, like a blade like this, you wouldn't do this. This one looks a lot better. I'm gonna guess there's a lot of resin in this side, so we probably need to crank up the power and reduce the tabs a little bit for the next ones, just in case we get a lot of resin in again. What we're going to do is we're going to set the next one off, but we're going to increase the power a tiny little bit, but we're going to reduce the strength and maybe the frequency as well of the little tabs, just to make them a little bit easier to get out, just so they only just stay inside the build plate, instead of having to, well, they're going to come out. Yeah, cool. While that was cutting, we actually had a delivery of wood, so we had a bit of a shuffle around here, made a little bit more space. Now on this one, I did lower down, I increased the heat, or increased the power, and I lowered the little tabs on it, so fingers crossed this one will pop out nice and easy. that is absolutely fantastic. The engraving that's happened there is absolutely superb. This is hard work. I think we've either got a little bit of misalignment of the mirrors, because it's not quite cutting in this corner, which is the furthest part. What happens is the laser comes out of there, it stretches to a mirror that's on the gantry here, and then it goes all the way to the laser head here. So when the laser head is over in that corner, the laser hasn't got very far to travel. When it's over in this corner, it's got further to travel. So if it's out of the line a tiny little bit, it doesn't cut quite as well, and I think that's the issue we've got in this corner. Right, that was a pain. It does look like the parts are going to come out. Yeah, the parts are going to come out. It was just the frame it didn't cut very well. So, but I mean, there's probably about 50 pence worth, it's not even that, maybe 25 pence worth of wood there. So if it don't work, we just recut that one again. You actually have to be careful that they don't fall out as you're taking them out. Now, I think the only ones that are not going to do that is maybe this. This one should come out nicely. Yeah, that one's good. You see, these are nearly dropping out, and we don't want that to happen just yet. The only one that we have got, it does look like it's good all the way around, except in this very corner. Need to trim that. What I'm going to do next, first next, is I'm going to realign the lasers, so the mirrors, should I say, so that these corners will start cutting properly. Right, so that should be all lined up. Now, we're not going to go into technical details on this because there's lots of videos out there showing you that. We're showing you what it can do. So let's get the next one in and get that cut. Right, it's a bit noisy because I've got two machines on the go. While that's cutting, on the long array 5, we're going to cut this for my daughter. She said, can she have it? I said, yeah. That's what dads do. She's only 8 and this is one of her favourite games. And we spotted this on Etsy. It's multi-layer and it's only £1.33. So, a no-brainer. This is the first time I've run 2 lasers on one computer at the same time. It's definitely an advantage being able to run multiple windows of light burn simultaneously. Because I'm in my head I've got the speeds of that. This actually runs a lot quicker, so you run that in the hundreds, the speed, and it's actually, this one you're running 6,000s is kind of equivalent. So I kind of put those speeds in some of the layers, so it making them really, really slow. So what I have to do is I have to select each individual layer and cut that separately and change the speed, because I've cut most of it. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but I think it'll come out in the end. And once I've done it, I can save that as a file and come back and cut it properly anytime. Right, while that's engraving the next layer, we're going to have a quick look, see if we've managed to cut this out okay. Yeah, some of the bits are falling out actually, so let's see if we can kind of keep it in place. I'd rather keep these together. Right, so I'm not gonna lie, this is quite intimidating, because this is a lot of parts. So many parts. I mean, that bench is absolutely crowded with them. Right, so while that's running, let's get the other piece in. Right, while that's cutting, the long array 5 has finished, but unfortunately, let me show you, it's cut fine and they're all out, but just here and round here it's cut a double line. Now I think what's happened is I've kind of knocked the table as I've been switching between the two. Luckily this is probably only about 35-50 pence worth of wood, so we're going to chuck another one in, get that cut while we finish the locomotive off. So while that one's cutting again, this one's actually finished. So now we won't be scrapping any of this wood. We'll be reusing anything that's like offcuts like these for doing other jobs. We've got some more planned in the next video. The Roblox one's finished again. Fingers crossed it worked this time. There's another one, they're all already falling out. Fallen out. We can't quite fit the last 4 on one piece. We've literally got to do 2 and 2, so, but the waste won't be waste, it will still go to good use. I'm going to put a smaller bit in. While that's cutting and the Roblox one is drying, we're going to start having a look at the instructions, because when this one's finished, when we cut one more, That's everything. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of bits. It's a lot of bits, and I'm having second thoughts. But let's have a look at the instructions. Right, a good thing is it's the right one, and it does actually look quite comprehensive. We've got the build plates, which is like this here, and we've got how to kind of stick it together. It is going to be complicated, especially when we start, I mean, because there's a lot of, when we start getting to things like this, because there's a lot of parts there, but it does look, fingers crossed, fairly simple. As long as we follow these instructions, we should have a nice model locomotive out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build as a makeshift table, just to put the parts on. We're going to build it on this bench. We're going to make a makeshift table so that we can spread the parts out and see them all together. We don't need much, just something to support the build plates. Perfect. Right, while that's still cutting, we're going to get this glued together. Now, all we're going to use for this again is, it's super glue, but it's by Gorilla Glue, but it doesn't matter what super glue you use. It's only decorative, there's no structure in it, so it just needs sticking together. So, moment of truth. That looks quite cool. Now, I'd have probably done that blue at the front if it was for a boy, but my little girl's only 8 years old, so she'll love that. The second to last one has finished cutting, so we're going to cut the last one, put them all on the table, start putting it together. Well, that's it. That's the last of them. Let's get that one out and pop it on the build table. That is a lot of parts. Now, they're in no particular order. I've just popped them on here because some of them are falling out, so I didn't want to disturb them too much. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get number one. We're going to start popping that out, see if we can start assembling it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Right, so I haven't popped these out already, but, or should I say, I haven't popped them out on purpose already. I tripped over my own feet and dropped on the floor. It kind of went everywhere. We have accounted for them all, and they are all here. So it just saves us popping them out, I suppose. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start, because this is build plate 1 and 2. So we're going to start from picture 1 and 2, build picture 1 and 2, and see if we can follow it at all. So basically, it wants me to make one big long one. Right. Okay, let's make a little bit more room. This is my concentration face. It's no good, I need more light. That's better, I can kind of see what I'm doing. Right, I am very impressed because that is very, very sturdy. Now let's grab the other one. Again, the first thing we're going to do is pop them all out. Now, they do look like they're going to come out, which is good. I've got to pop all the little squares out of that as well. Let's do that first. I'm on build plate number 6 and there's like 40 of them. So me doing it today, in a day, is going to be a tall order, but we're going to keep going at it. This is a build for maybe a couple of days at the very least. So prepare yourself for that. Also, I think my calculations are a little bit wrong. Because they're supposed to be easier to put together than this. Now, I kind of times my percentage. I upscaled it by 106.7. Now, I think it needed to be a little bit bigger because they are very, very tight. I'm having to bash them on and use all my thumb power. But we'll crack on. It'll get done. And we'll see how long it takes us. Now this is me just waffling about how hard I've made it for myself by making tabs instead of dropping them out and by not sizing it up correctly. Right, as this is day 2 of a build that I totally underestimated, I've given myself a little bit more space on the desk to build this, and I've had a little bit of a tidy up. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bore you with the rest of putting this together, because it is just like watching me do a big jigsaw kit. That'd make anybody yawn. We're just going to get it put together and we're going to crack on and see what it looks like. If you want to know any more information about the OMTech Turbo-747 used to make this in this video, the link's in the description below. Right, so there it is, an absolute beast of a model, and so complicated, absolutely ridiculous. Now, is it viable to sell it? I don't think so. It's taken me 2 days. This is 16 hours worth of work of putting it together, and I've kind of like really gone for it. I've rushed it a little bit. I could have taken my time. It would have been better, without a doubt. I mean, the cab is actually, I've not managed to locate it onto the tracks yet, so it's just balanced. I've yet that to do, but I've run out of time. Now, is it worth as a business venture? Definitely not. It's taken us £7 worth of glue, £8 worth of plywood, so there's costs involved, as well as 2 days labour. Now this is probably worth £150 maximum, maybe £200, but it still doesn't warrant all that work. To do this properly, you need 3 to 4 days to meticulously do it. As a hobby, it's fantastic. As a business venture, definitely not. But that's it for this video, guys. If you think I could have done better, let me know in the comments below. If you think my valuation's way out, let me know in the comments below. And if you think it's an absolute bunch of rubbish, let me know in the comments below. So if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button, guys. It really does help the channel. And we will see you in the next one.